Football games. We're down to some serious business this time of the season. It's the third round of the playoffs here in the Volunteer States. Second round in Georgia, first round for our good friends in North Carolina. Starting the evening, we had 16 area teams still standing, 16 teams playing. But we don't have 16 anymore, as one can fully understand. It's a matter of percentages. Not all of them are going to win. As we speak, 7 left. Our top matchup tonight could have been a number of games, really, but our selection was North Georgia, Ridgeland hosting Spalding, a team out of Griffin, Georgia. 2 really good programs. John Madewell was on the sidelines of that tilt, covering all the action for us, as always, start to finish. John now joins us live with a complete report on how it all went down. Good evening, my friend. Early on, pretty good game. Not so much down the stretch. Tell us about it.
Absolutely, Dave. You nailed it. 2 good teams on the field tonight, and you and I have talked about it before. These teams from Atlanta South, really good football teams. Now, Ridgeland's coach, Wesley Tankersley, spoke to us after the game, and he said it wasn't necessarily the physicality of Spalding, but it was their speed, their team speed on both sides of the ball that made the difference in this game. Let's go ahead and take a look at your highlights from the first and second half of this game. Ridgeland sporting a 9-1-1 record coming into this second round of the playoffs. Coach Tankersley hoping to push his Panthers to the next round. After a Markeith Montgomery run, Ivy Boehm spins it to Grayson Moore. He takes it in for a 50-yard touchdown in the first, 7-0 Ridgeland. Later in the same quarter, Jalen Shelton gets some nice blocking, runs around the right end, 7 yards for the touchdown, 14-0 Panthers. Then Spalding's A.J. Moses explodes up the middle, runs 71 yards to the Ridgeland 3-yard line. Then we switch quarters, and they give it to Moses once again. He scores from 5 yards out. It's 14-7 in the second. And while the Jags put another drive together, a methodical one, Kelvin Johnson scores from 1 yard out. It's 14-all at the halftime. Then in the second half, opening drive of the third quarter, Spalding takes a 21-14 lead off quarterback Narcus Driver, 2-yard touchdown. Later in the same quarter, Driver calls his own number, scores from 11 yards out, 28-14 Jags at this point. Then in the fourth, Driver hits Moses on a screen. He makes an electric run after the catch, 56-yard touchdown. 35-14 was the score at that point. Ridgeland did not quit in this game. They score. Shelton scores in the fourth to make it 35-21, but your finals 38-21. Of course, Coach Tankersley spoke to his team after the game. We asked him specifically what he said to the seniors.
We talked to them about using lessons that they learn here in football to go into their life, and through the positives and negatives of learning how to deal with different situations in football. I think you can use that in life, and hopefully they'll be able to use even things like tonight, how they didn't quit all night.
Certainly some good advice for football players and everyone else as far as that goes. Now, Ridgeland ends up the season 9-2-1. Remember, they only won 4 games last year, so they go to 9 wins this year, make it to the second round of the playoffs. Certainly a good year for them, and people close to the program say they should be back, possibly even stronger next year. Coach Tankersley told me, he said that is certainly the expectation. Reporting from Ridgeland Field, I'm John Madewell for Sideline Wrap-Up. Back to you, my good friend Dave.
Johnny, thank you. Appreciate it. Good season for Ridgeland, but